Welcome back to the Kiwi Wedding Podcast. My name is Lydia. I am your host and a wedding photographer at Lydia Rachel Photography. Today is a vendor episode. I'm sharing with you my lovely chat with Jacque and Lauren from LVR Bridal. They have a gorgeous boutique in Auckland and they design beautiful fashion-forward dresses and separates for brides. I absolutely love their style. They're just two women with really good taste and their energy together is just so sweet. They are lots of fun and we had plenty of laughs in this episode. We chat through both of their backgrounds, being fashion graduates and working together in a fabric store in the early days. Deciding to launch a bridal brand that definitely filled a gap in the NZ market, who the LVR bride really is, why she's bold and knows what she wants, the evolution of their business and their in-house collection hand in hand, plus what they have got planned next. A very exciting new service that I know you guys are going to love. We talk about pressure, people pleasing, and why timeless might be overrated, and their top tips for finding your personal style, avoiding overwhelm, and trusting your gut. I think you guys are going to love this one. As I said, their energy is just infectious, and you know that they would be such a fun vibe for your bridal fittings. So definitely one to put on your list when you are dress shopping. I also wanted to mention, in case you're listening to this on the week it comes out, that this weekend they're having a sample sale, Friday the 27th and Saturday the 28th of June at their boutique in Auckland. So definitely go along and check that out. You can go to their Instagram, LVR_bridal, to find all the details. Give them a follow and get in touch there too. All right, let's get into it. Enjoy episode 101 with Jacque and Lauren. Hi, Jacque and Lauren. Thank you so much for joining me on the podcast today. So excited to chat to you. Love what you guys do. So excited to get into it.
It's very cool.
Yeah, it's a first.
Yay, amazing. So you guys are the founders and creators of LVR Bridal. Very cool designer bridal store studio creators. I'd love to go back to start with, and if you could both just tell us a little bit about your backgrounds, how you kind of got into the industry, and then your story, sort of what led you up to LVR.
Sure.
Okay.
Take the floor.
So we've both kind of been working in fashion and bridal for a long time, like 10 years or something. So
probably longer now.
Yeah, I know.
Call it 10.
Yeah.
So I was designing wedding dresses for another bridal brand, and then a bridesmaids label, and at the same time Jacque was pattern making custom wedding dresses. So we were in the same industry but we're in different countries.
Different fields,
separated by sea. And then
we just decided one time that we were traveling together and we just thought, like, we were getting all inspired and like seeing all these exciting like new places and new people, and just sort of thought, why not join forces? When I moved back to New Zealand, we're like, let's just do it. And create something for all the New Zealand brides, that like somewhere where we would go.
Yeah.
We thought that, there was just a little bit of a space that we could fill. So, that's sort of how it all came about, really.
Yeah, because like there's so many beautiful like bridal shops in New Zealand that do an amazing job. But we just really wanted something for for us, I suppose, like someone who's like really following fashion and then not necessarily so trend driven. It just felt hard to find. So we just wanted to create a space and also a community around that too.
I love that. So cool what you've created. And just as an aside, how did you guys meet? Had you been friends for a long time or through the industry?
We studied at Massey. We studied fashion, both of us together at the same time. So we knew each other, but we were a year apart, so we weren't like in any of the same.
And I feel like at uni you really keep to your year group, I guess.
Totally.
And then we ended up working together, like outside, like the year after uni, together at a fabric store in Wellington, and we just like fully clicked. Like,
yeah. Jackie's mum described us as soulmates, like,
Yeah.
way, and
it was really crazy because I'd never really met anyone like Lauren, and I think that's because like you're so similar to me.
Yeah.
This girl's great.
This girl's crazy.
Yeah, it was really cool, and because we were like obviously working together and like retail, so you're just like spending the whole day together.
Yeah,
and it was a lot of fun. We got up to a lot of mischief.
Totally. And then we also knew, like, with starting LVR, that we could work together, and we've been working together full time before, so it's like we knew how each other worked, like under stress or pressure or whatever. So I think that made a big difference too.
Totally.
Starting the business.
Yeah, so important with the business partnership. But yeah, you can tell you guys just bounce off each other so well. Yeah, such a good vibe. And then yeah, obviously have that like similar style, and yeah, definitely we're filling a gap in the market. So yeah, you kind of touched on how it got started and yeah, what kind of inspired you. Was it sort of, yeah, just not being able to find what you were looking for? Did you want to, yeah, touch on anything else about that, about how it all got started?
Yeah, I guess we're at that kind of point where like we had weddings and a lot of our friends were getting married and stuff. And it was namely around COVID.
Yeah.
When we couldn't travel anymore, like with friends to find wedding dresses. And because a lot of them were just going to Australia. Like
I feel like so many do that like trip to Sydney. Yeah.
And the thing is, like, that's just not accessible to everyone. Like to get your bridesmaids over there and like, you know, even to go yourself for a weekend, like it's a lot. So
and like as fun as it is, like some girls that's like something that they can do, but for all the other girls that, you know, it's not possible. We wanted to be able to like bring them the brands to them and the experience to them.
That was kind of the driving force, wasn't it? Yeah, like they couldn't, no one could go there anymore, and it's like, right, well, if you've
like literally can't go,
if that's taken away, then what? So
can you describe a little bit the LVR bride? Obviously, you'd have kind of different people coming through, but yeah, who is she? What is her style? Yeah, give us a bit of an overview of that.
That LVR girl, she is kind of everyone, but I think she's definitely got her eye on what's going on in the fashion world. Like she's following like fashion, what's interesting, runway, like like I said, it is less trend driven. I think she's more interested in like her own kind of style as well, finding like what she likes, wearing what she likes, not maybe taking like too many other people's opinions and stuff. Just knows what she likes, knows what she wants.
She comes in, she's strong, she like she knows what styles suit her, and
she's got a vision. And I think it's just she doesn't want to play dress up so much at her wedding. Like she wants to feel like herself. Just an elevated version of herself. That's all we want everyone to feel like, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, such a great approach. And yeah, I feel like you have this kind of distinct sort of modern romantic feel with a lot of your pieces. Where would you say you kind of gain your inspiration from, or any sort of, your biggest sources of inspiration?
I would say like fashion, not like bridal fashion specifically, probably more like street style, runway. And then like just our surroundings, music, films, traveling, like trying to sort of bring in everything, not keep it too sort of tunnel vision. I guess, you know, like I don't want to be like, it's bridal and it's this and it's, you know, like this is how it looks. It's like always changing.
It's evolving.
But then not trend led, sort of more, I guess, a reflection of us and our style. But then taken into like the realm of bridal.
Yeah, totally. And it can honestly be inspired by the most random thing. Like the things we send each other is like screenshots or like
Like one little detail,
you're
like a men's
yeah.
trouser.
Yeah.
Something.
You're like, I like that tiny little button on his collar.
Love that.
So it's everything, really. I feel like we're just really visual people, and we need to be out to be inspired and doing things and like part of something bigger.
Yeah.
You know?
So good. Come from anywhere, really, can't it?
Yeah. I think that's the beauty of it, though.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it can be hectic because there's less of like a box that we're kind of constricted to, but also like there is a fun in there, and there are limits. Like we can push it, and we're like, that's
not
right. But that's, I think, the fun thing about like us bouncing off each other is that someone can push it, and then like it's pulled back to like an actual idea that is commercial and people apart from just us will like.
Yeah.
So you create your own collections and then stock some other brands and bring in trunk shows as well. Can you tell us a bit about yours and then the other brands you kind of represent and what people can expect to see if they have like a fit-in or booking with you guys?
Yeah, so I guess with our LVR brand, we sort of have built it on the idea that people can create their own look. So we have like separates that can be worn together to create different feelings. So that's sort of, I guess we see that as like our fashion-y sort of part of the like
she is us.
Yeah, I think she's us.
Yeah, LVR is like very much so designed for like us and like-minded people.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, and then we've got other beautiful brands that we feel sort of work really well with LVR, but then offer something different. So we want to be able to cater to all of our different LVR brides, but each brand has to be strong on its own. We've got beautiful Lola Varma, which is an Australian brand, and just really stunning, chic, classic pieces that beautifully made, beautifully cut. Have a really nice following of New Zealand brides. And then we've got New White, which is a brand from LA, and they use really beautiful textures, and the fit's really like classic, and definitely has a special little place in our shop.
It's like they all complement each other without competing with each other, and that's the same with LVR. It's like we wanted to fill a gap but not like compete. Crossover. Like the Lola Varma bride generally is different to the LVR bride, is different to the New White bride. So it's like it's also like more than just the designs. It's also like women we want to work with, or like brands that have a similar like ethos to us, and there's a lot that kind of goes into us kind of selecting who we want to work with as well. We're really happy with who's in the store at the moment. It's a really nice bunch.
So good. Yeah, such a beautiful like curated collection that you've got. That sort of aligns with your brand and everything as well. And then bringing in some of those overseas brands that are not necessarily accessible in New Zealand all the time. So cool. Talking a bit more practically about people sort of planning their wedding at the moment, what point do you ideally want someone to come in or start thinking about their dress, book an appointment? What does that kind of process look like?
We would like generally, ideally, a year, but kind of that 9 to 12 month mark is good. Like I think about a year out, you want to start thinking about what you're wearing.
If you've got the time. It just it obviously depends like on the bride. Like some people have lots of time, some people don't, and both can work. But a lot of our lead times can be quite long. So it is sort of good to like start early, then you can come back for a free try, and then but obviously if you haven't got the time, we can do rush orders.
And particularly with LVR, like the label, so the hand-in-hand collection, that's all obviously designed by us and then made here by Rachel Mills in their workroom, which is like a 10-minute drive from us. So we have a lot of flexibility with time frames on that, which is nice. But I do feel like once you find your wedding dress, it's like a domino effect, because then you're like, okay, so like you've got your venue and your photographer probably first, right? And then it's like you want to get your dress, and then you picture yourself in that venue, and then you're like, well, then my bridesmaid's going to be in this, and then my floral's going to be in this. But it's a big piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, it is kind of that order, but I think obviously earlier rather than later, you're probably going to need alterations, or if it is being kind of custom made. So yeah, so good for people to hear that, and then they can go on to thinking about fails or styling pieces, other things which we're going to go into. Can you tell us a bit about how LVR has evolved since you first started, and a little bit about what is next?
Yeah, so I guess when we first opened, like we had this really it was really important to us to sort of bring in like the designers that weren't accessible to a lot of the New Zealand brides, and like we've really loved doing that, and like we've had some amazing brands here like Kim Casas, like Vivienne Westwood, which was incredible. We do feel like it's sort of been a bit of a process. So while we have loved doing that, we are sort of now really focused on like the brands that we've got in store, and really sort of adding to our hand-in-hand collection, because we've sort of found that that's sort of what our brides are really after. And like say with the trunk shows, it's been incredible to have those brands in the store, but maybe we need to sort of pull back a little bit there. Maybe still do it from time to time, but we also want to put some more energy into hand in hand and the brands that we do have in store.
And that's been a cool thing to realise, because I feel like, our plan and our dream was really to always do our own range, because it made sense with like backgrounds and design and pattern making and all the rest of it. But you just never know how things are going to be kind of received when it's your own vision, and it, you put it out there to the world. And it's almost like immediately people, like it resonated with people. And I
was surprised, like it was great.
And it's amazing, because it seems like a strength of ours now, and like we can also, like we're both really creative people, and that does feel like a way we can like continue to be creative and stuff. So that's how 2025/26 focus.
So cool. And you just have to like listen to what your clients want and where things are going, right? So so cool to kind of see that progression. And
absolutely, in the shop, like we're so like it's so one-on-one with the brides. You really just get to know exactly what they're looking for and what they want and what they can't find, or it's like the easiest way to figure out what to do.
To know your customer.
Totally. And I feel like you guys do such a great job of that, and it can be a really like overwhelming or quite like vulnerable process finding your wedding dress, and there's so much out there, and not being overwhelmed by all that content, just finding what's really your style and you. So
brides do get so overwhelmed.
So nervous.
Yeah, they are nervous.
And it's real fun, brides. Like, it's a process. And I always feel like then people even like, oh, that was fun. Like there's a like,
like don't be scared to come in. Don't be worried about anything. Us, we're not scary.
No, you guys have a great energy. You'd be amazing. Look after people well. So and I think it can be such a fun process. So embrace it.
Yes, exactly.
We want it to feel like you're just here with your friends.
Like even if it's just you and one of us. Yeah, exactly. Our house.
You're launching an exciting new service soon, personal wedding styling. What kind of sparked that offering, and can you tell us a little bit more about it?
There's just been a lot of like good feedback. So, like our Instagram and stuff, which is how a lot of people kind of find us, we'll put a lot of inspo about just weddings in general, florals, cakes, like what the groom's wearing, whatever.
Drinks.
Yeah, everything. And I think, again, there are a lot of people with a similar eye and aesthetic to us, and then it's just like helping facilitate them, like putting all of that together.
And like getting that vision across the line.
So it's like an exclusive styling service that we're going to offer, so wedding styling. So we're just going to take a few a year, kind of take little submissions, and then meet with them, hear the ideas, the broad kind of what their vision, and then just help just pull it all together with different vendors and stuff that we love. And yeah, we're actually really excited to do it.
So good.
Because we kind of want to do that for people we need. We're like, we're kind of annoying. We're like, and who's doing this? And what are you thinking for this?
And like, what about this?
Yeah,
like,
you like this. So maybe instead of us giving unsolicited advice, we could actually do it for people that want it.
So good.
Yeah.
So what does that look like? Is it the full wedding, like table styling, florals and everything, and then like personal accessories, veils? Yeah.
Exactly.
It can be as much or as little.
Yeah.
You know.
Like different tiers of it, right? So if people want us to style them as well, then sure. Otherwise, God, bring it on. Otherwise, just the day and the like look of the day. So florals, tablescapes, all the rest of it. Even like photographers that we want to work with. Yeah, food ideas,
props.
Because we're looking at that stuff all the time anyway, and really excited. LVR styling.
Very cool. No, I feel like you're the perfect people for the job. Like you have that eye, and then being able to tie in all those details. Yeah, not only the dress, but throughout the whole day, and then getting lots of inspiration, I guess, from the venue and their personal style and what they want. Just being able to guide people through that, which you would do amazingly with dresses already. So it totally makes sense to extend that across the whole day. I love that. Yeah, what does that kind of process look like for a bride or a couple that work with you? Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, I guess so. We'd initially just meet and love if they already have a bit of a mood board going on, like Pinterest is the best place for all that sort of stuff. And then just really open communication, big brainstorm about what they see as the overall look, and then we just guide them in whichever direction they want to go down.
Yeah, we will just come back with some like initial ideas, and then just work, like you said, like just work really closely with them and like back and forth about what we're thinking, and again whether we've pushed it too far, where we need to be pulled back, or like
leaking
wild.
It's the best kind of client.
Exactly. And I think just people that have like a similar kind of, I guess it's people that trust our vision too, like even if their aesthetic or eye isn't the same as ours, but just like trusting our vision, because I think like you said, like our aesthetic is quite specific. And so that's quite obvious as well throughout like our like online presence. So I guess people that trust that and love that, or just love that.
So good. I'm excited to see what you guys create. Yeah, it'll be amazing. Is there kind of any common dilemmas or things you've noticed with Kiwi brides that you will be helping them kind of overcome with this service?
So many people just come in and they are just overwhelmed. Like they're getting so much like on Instagram, just everyone coming at them, and they're like, oh, there's all these ideas, I don't know where to stop and like or start. And so just I guess we could help with that.
Because we forget, because we're seeing it all the time and we have for so long, like just being in the industry, like we think that everyone's seeing that. We're like, what about all the cakes that are in the shape of swans at the moment? And everyone's like, what? Because they're not being with the same things, they're not looking at wedding stuff all the time. Whereas we take for granted that everyone's seeing that. So I think it's just, that's the thing. It's like, people are like, I don't know where to start. Like I get that Instagram's good inspiration for weddings, but like, how do you search for your own taste and not search wedding inspo and then all these weddings come up that are just like nothing like what you would like? And how do you find your taste in that? I don't know. You come here.
And also like within New Zealand, like what is possible, because like you get a lot of all this, beautiful weddings in Tuscany, and you're like, I want a building that's falling down and like to get married on this island and like all this sort of stuff. It's like, well, if you get married over there you can, but like
it's a smaller market. Exactly.
So good. I feel like that will be so helpful, and I hear it a lot as well, just that overwhelm from the content, and they might have their own kind of style, but it's just being able to sort of curate it and refine it down, and then what is actually possible with our locations, our local vendors, their specific budget, all of that. So that would be such a cool thing. We're kind of living and breathing it as vendors on the daily, but not everyone is, and we forget that. And then like you say, there's all the Instagram, Pinterest weddings from like America and Europe, and yeah, can be really different to New Zealand. So
Yeah, the 15 bridesmaids at American weddings and stuff.
I know.
insane.
And I feel budgets as well, like
Budget.
Yeah.
it's huge.
Yeah.
Crazy. No, so cool. Very exciting. And yeah, do you have any sort of little tips for brides wanting to be a bit bolder and more fashion forward in their bridal and their styling choices?
I think like a lot of it's just trusting your gut, right?
Yeah.
And your taste as well. I think the difficult thing about wedding shopping, although it's so fun, is like it's not that often or ever that you'd be shopping and you've got all these other people just like waiting for you to come out and giving their feedback.
Yeah.
And so it is hard when there's all these other voices saying, you know, what they think you should be doing or blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I don't know about everyone, but like some people dress for what suits them and what flatters their figure and stuff. And some people just dress in whatever they want or what they think is cool. And it's just trusting that, really.
Yeah.
Like,
It's kind of not about what other people think. It's about
no.
you and how you feel and how you want to feel on the day and
Exactly.
the vibe you want to give off. And
Yeah, exactly. And if everyone else likes dress A, but you're like not sure, then don't
get it.
Like it might technically be like this timeless piece that everyone loves, but if you love dress B and it's like a little bit wild and crazy, but you're in love with it,
And it makes you feel a certain way.
yeah, get that.
Get dress B.
Get both.
Get 3 dresses. Yeah.
Because you're just trusting yourself, trusting your style, like the feeling you get, like when you see that dress or you put that dress on, like that's so important and special. And
Totally.
who cares if it's going to last the test of time or look good in 30 years?
And who cares if it's going to upset Auntie A?
Yeah, exactly. Granny doesn't like it.
Yeah.
She doesn't like half of what we wear anyway. She hasn't feared.
But on the day, she won't say anything.
Oh, she'll say you look beautiful, no matter what.
Oh, so good. I love that. No, that is such wise advice for people as well, though, because I feel like you have all these opinions thrown at you when you're wedding planning, and it's hard for people to just stick to your gut, what you actually like, and follow that. But really important advice there.
Yeah.
We've kind of spoken about not being so trend driven. Obviously, we kind of see these things come through, and then you might want to go with a trend or, something that's popped up, and they come around time and time again. But is there anything you're sort of seeing at the moment that you're excited about or hoping to see more of?
I think at the moment it's still like separate for us is what we're excited to like work with and see brides wear. And I think the beauty of the separates is that you can build your look and then strip it back for like later in the night. But it's the options of that and how you can then make a look your own by adding different things together that maybe like we haven't even seen and stuff, pulling different ones together.
Yeah, we love that when it's like someone puts something together that we haven't put together before. Like, oh.
Yeah, that's cool. And then also with the separates, what I'm loving is that people can wear them again.
Yeah.
Like we've seen girls in our corsets, like with jeans later or like a tailored trouser.
So cool.
And even some of our skirts we've kind of done so they don't have a train and then you can wear it on your honeymoon with a tank top. So it just makes it kind of just extends the life of it a bit more, which is really cool.
I love that. So good.
Yeah, minis are still fun or changing it to like a mini version of the skirt for the reception and stuff.
Yeah.
Still loving that. An LVR girl loves to party.
She does.
She wants to dance.
So good. And anything else on like the styling? Yeah, what you want to see more of or what you're loving?
Yeah, in terms of like wedding styling, I guess people just being a bit bold and like pushing the boat a little bit and maybe just doing things that really speaks to them as a couple. I don't know, like I think focusing in on like say, the drinks or the food and like doing something that's really quirky in that way instead of it just being just like any old other wedding.
Yeah, making it more like individual.
Yeah.
I also think in terms of like what you're wearing, just like having a full kind of fashion moment.
100%.
Like have fun.
Yeah.
With it all, right?
Yeah. Wear that veil.
Yeah, wear that veil. Like, yeah, exactly. Do it all.
Do all the things.
Yeah.
Wear the gloves, wear the veil.
Yeah.
Get those crazy shoes.
Don't
get those just little white ones that you're
no,
going to wear again because you
won't. No one wears those white shoes again.
So good. No, we want to see people being more creative and bold. I think there's this obsession in the wedding industry with a lot of people about creating this timeless moment, and that's not going to date and everything. But you're getting married at a point in time. It's going to, like, we look back on our parents' photos in the 80s or whatever, and they're very clearly from that time, but it's like awesome.
That's what makes it awesome.
It is. And it's like anything we wear, like you're gonna look back at anything and be like, oh God, I was wearing that. Like,
Yeah.
I think as long as if you're looking back and you're like, oh God, I loved that dress, like, I felt so good in that, then
what's the deal?
Yeah, exactly. Like if you look back and go, oh, I'd still wear that today.
That's probably a bad thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like you just, as long as you feel amazing on the day and you loved that, then just go for that. Yeah, timeless, schmunless. Put that on the t-shirt.
Love it. No, it's just like such a great chance to like creatively express yourself. So yeah, love that advice. Speaking about like minis and second looks, that is definitely been a thing for the reception, or being able to have that kind of other look moment on the day. Are you seeing brides asking for that still? How are you kind of styling them? I mean, a lot of them do it because they don't want to dance in their ceremony dress, or they want something a bit easier to move around in, comfortable, and keeping it sort of high fashion.
Most of our, like in terms of our kind of our own like hand in hand range, we've just noticed we're just going to start bringing out some little minis to go with it as well, because lots of girls have like one of our corsets in the skirts and then want to switch that skirt for like a mini later in the night, so they get that wear out of the corset, because generally they want to be in that all night. Like they feel amazing in it. They're like, but I don't want to take this off after a couple of hours. So we're thinking we'll just, in the process now of designing a couple of different skirt options for like reception skirts.
Little party fun numbers.
Little fun numbers, and then they can just change into those, because that's really the main thing people want to get rid of, just the train.
Another benefit to having separate, still kind of keeping that same look throughout the day but swapping out the skirt. That's such a great idea.
And even if the skirt's really light and you can dance in it, it just means that people can't get that close to you, because you've got this big,
you have to like worry about where you're going to put it, if you hold it or bustle it up, which can be a bit annoying.
Options anyway, right?
I know, I've heard stories of people like changing into shorts on the dance floor, or like they just weren't prepared and they were so sick of this big dress. But no, I think plan for that, make it a moment.
Big plan, chic little mini, maybe a different pair of heels.
Love that.
And do you have any advice for engaged couples planning their wedding at the moment, in any area that you want to give advice in?
I guess just really like enjoy the process, because I feel like it is a process that so many people get really stressed out in, and you just want to remember why you're doing it. Like why are you getting married? What's a wedding for? Like if you just come back to that.
Because I feel like there are, like we talked about earlier, there's a lot of pressure from different people that can sort of like can change the feeling, cloud everything, and it's not about that. It's about you and, the person that you're marrying and
wanting to be together and like make that commitment. It's so special. And that's the thing about giving yourself enough time, because in doing that, you can just like take it a bit slower, like remember to breathe. Like it's not, it doesn't need to be like this big stressful thing. You should just be able to like do it together, enjoy it, take it slow, like meditate. But just have fun, because because
it is fun.
When people, like, it's easy to get stressed out when there's a thing and everyone's asking you about it. Have you done this? Have you done that? And it's just keeping calm, doing the things that do keep you calm. Whether that be like a yoga classes, meditation. I just think all of that's really important around that time.
Totally. And I think also like people feel the pressure of like the money side of it. Like it's, you're spending all this money, and like, oh, what if it's not perfect, or what if it's not this, what if it's not that, and like going back to like it is just about the reason that you're doing it.
I think particularly on women there's also the pressure like of, oh, you have to look the best you've ever looked in your life on this one day, and like that is a lot to put on, like and it's like people think they've got to change all these things or look a certain way, or
And
be
you
a
don't
certain
know.
size, and it's like, again, it's just not what it's about.
No.
And then it's just unnecessary pressure, and I do think it's an unfair expectation that kind of needs to change as well.
Absolutely.
Because God, that's hard.
Yeah.
There's
right.
enough like day to day.
Yeah, exactly. And then, it is just like intensified through that period. And it can be, so many outside influences, not just from like social media and society, but your own like family and friends sometimes as well. And you really have to be intentional with like protecting your mental health and meditating, like you say, your mind and your like daily, I don't know, I think women's minds are just like racing with a million things half the time anyway, but just being intentional with that period of life. I love that advice.
And I think it's just something that people don't expect. You like, you know,
you can be the most chill person,
and then you're just like, whoa, I didn't anticipate all of this.
And getting vendors to help you as well if you are overwhelmed, like handing over those services like the styling, the planning or whatever. Just they're the experts, and you don't have to do everything yourself, because there's a lot of those kind of controlling, maybe that's a harsh word, but sort of type A kind of brides, and I totally understand that. But being able to delegate and ask for help, so important.
Definitely.
Exactly. And it'll probably take them half the amount of time that it would take you like researching something online and
just get it done.
Just relinquish a bit of control. I think have faith.
Let it go.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of.
Amazing. It's been so lovely to chat to you both today. Is there anything else you want to add or that we missed as we wrap up?
I think it was a really good note to leave on, you know, just to remember to enjoy the process and not to stress.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's going to be a good year.
Yeah.
I feel like there's lots of like fun things and the pipelines and going on, and watch the space.
So cool. And we'll share your links to everything, your website and your socials, so people can book in to come see you, have a chat about any of those services, and give you a follow as well. Definitely just loads of general wedding inspiration from you as well. Excited for the future of LVR.
Yes. Oh, same.
Yay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.